And I will start sharing my screen so we can get to PowerPoint. Okay, and everyone see this here. See my screen. All right, cool. So we are all here for the ambassador training. Some of you may have been through something similar before, but we always have some changes each year. So even if you've been with us, probably something new, especially if the times you've been here have been the past 2 years where things have been a little different. So this general outline of what we'll go through, talk briefly a little about Liveness Project, Dining Out for Life in general, and then we'll spend most of our time talking about being an ambassador, since that's what we're here for, and then we'll get a little practice time at the end in some breakout rooms. So the reason we're all here, raise money for Aliveness. We, since 1985, have been serving people living with HIV, but within like the last year or so, we've added service to those at greatest risk of HIV. And one of the ways we've done that is we opened up a PrEP clinic this past summer. It can be difficult for people, particularly queer people, to access PrEP from their primary care provider. And we wanted to create a way for people to easily access care and reduce some of those barriers. So our new clinic that we opened this year was called Thrive. That might be something you might want to bring up to people, even if they know about Aliveness Project, but like, what's new with Aliveness? And I'm just glossing over that because I'll send out this PowerPoint and you can read through it more if you want later. And then Dylan's going to talk more about Dining Out for Life specifically.
Yeah, so Dining Out for Life, for those of you who may not know, has been in existence since 1991. It is an international event, so it is produced in over 60 cities in the United States and in Canada. And yeah, more than $4 million is raised. And what's great about the event of Dining Out for Life is that all of the money that stays locally, or that is raised locally, stays locally. So 100% of the funds raised on April and for Dining Out for Life is going to come back to the Aliveness Project. It doesn't go to this national campaign or whatever. The Aliveness Project, we always like to say we are ranked 3rd in the nation. So we are one of the largest events produced. This is our 28th annual Dining Out for Life. So we have been doing this for a very long time since Dining Out for Life was really created into being this international event. For those of you curious, the #1 spot is Palm Springs, and the #2 spot is Denver, Colorado. So it's always us and San Francisco that are competing for that 3rd and 4th spot. So we typically raise over $200,000 each year for the Aliveness Project through this one day of dining and giving back. This year, our goal is set at $200,000, knowing that the pandemic is still really affecting our restaurants and people feeling comfortable to go out and the economy to give. So with your help, we're going to be able to help hit that goal.
All right, so what does it mean to actually be an ambassador? So you are a liaison between the Aliveness Project and your restaurants. You're representing Aliveness on the day, April 28th. Another thing you do as an ambassador is invite your friends and coworkers, pretty much anyone you know, to the restaurant that you're at. And that can really drum up business, which also earns more money for Aliveness. And then while you're in your restaurant, in addition to getting people to the restaurant, you're talking to diners and encouraging additional donations. And those donations can be made by cash or check, if people still write those. And credit cards usually the one you'll really get. We will have envelopes where they can write a credit card number, but we'll also have a QR code, which I'll go into a little bit more in a little bit. And then also we have stickers. We want everyone to have the sticker because if they put it on and they walk out somewhere, someone's going to see their sticker and it spreads word even more. Well, I have this note down here because I said encourage takeout. If you look at your restaurant, either if you got a dining guide or at our website, doflmn.org, you'll be able to see what meals that restaurant's actually giving back for. So make sure that you check out your restaurant and what is covered for what percentage they're giving back. All right, and then super ambassadors Dylan's going to talk about.
So we have this thing called Super Ambassadors, which is an opportunity for you as the ambassador to donate some sort of giveaway item. It could be a basket of liquor. It could be a basket of like self-care products. It could be a painting or a handmade quilt, whatever. And basically what super ambassadors do is they have that giveaway item at the table, which they'll be at, and they'll say to their diners that day, hey, by making a $10 donation or a $5 donation or more, you're going to be entered in for this giveaway. Some of the super ambassadors make a really beautiful giveaway basket. Some of the super ambassadors just get like $100 gift card back to that restaurant. And some of the super ambassadors have some sort of partnership with the restaurant where they pay $100 and then the restaurant would match that $100 too. Our restaurants are super, super generous. Obviously, they're participating in Dining Out for Life. So don't be afraid to ask that question to be a super ambassador. And I will say that the folks who go this extra mile to be a super ambassador, they can drive over $4,000 of donations in just one meal time because people want that extra chance to win something. So we want you to know that you do not have to be a super ambassador. It is not a requirement. Some of the ambassadors really get into it and they get a little competitive with people and they want to make this a fun experience for the diners and an extra opportunity for folks to give. So we also may assign you to be a super ambassador if we some folks donate like gift baskets to us or things to us. And then we might be like, hey, would you be interested in being a super ambassador? We have this gift basket for you. Here you go. This is kind of how you do it. So just wanted to give that clarity as well.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Dylan. So now we're going to talk a little bit about some things you can do before we get to the day of Dining Out for Life. Okay, there's everything now. So spread the word as much as you can. Promote it on any of your social media accounts. You can go to our Facebook event and mark that you're going. Also, if you don't already follow us on Twitter, Instagram, find us LivenessMN. And whenever you're posting anything about Dining Out for Life, you can use that hashtag DOFLMN. Do you have anything else to add about that, Dylan? No.
I'm putting in the chat right now the ambassador social media kit that is created. So you will be able to use this kit. There's links to drop boxes that have logos and they have little tags and graphics that you can use again to drive people to come join you at your restaurant. Joe Reyes, I do see your question in the chat, and yes, you will know the percentage that the restaurant is giving back, and all of that information is on the website, and we will provide you that information.
Oh, this last thing. So ambassador bags. Every ambassador will have, I'm about to go what's in the bag, so I'll stop there, but pick up your ambassador bags starting this Wednesday. You can come to Aliveness Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. All the way through the day right before Dining Out for Life. So whatever time works for you in there that you can come by Aliveness and pick up your materials. So what's in the bag that you'll be getting, you'll have a name tag. You'll have donation envelopes. They're just the little envelopes, and that's where the people can put cash or checks in or write a credit card number. You'll also get a red envelope, and that's where all your donation envelopes will go into. And make sure you write your name on it so we know who it's from. You'll also get the Dining Out for Life stickers. They're yellow stickers saying I dine out to end HIV. Yeah. Pens and aprons or aprons if there's two of you. You'll also get some Dining Out for Life posters that you can either put up around or put on, like if you have a table in your restaurant, put there with some table tents just to kind of be eye-catching and attract people to you. So the day of April 28th, I just want to get all of these up. All right, so what do you do when you arrive? So I have been reaching out to most of you with restaurant assignments and meal times. If I haven't, you will hear from me very soon. So you will arrive at that restaurant at the mealtime, arrive a little early, wear your name tag. You'll want to definitely check in with the manager. The other staff in the restaurant should know what's going on, but sometimes they don't always, but the manager will be aware of the event. So you'll want to talk to them first and make sure you give a sticker to everyone so that that's attracting attention to the event as well. Very important, let the wait staff do their job. You want to collect donations, but you don't want to impede their ability to serve food and give good service that night. And so some tips, it's good to approach the table after they have their drinks. You want to do this because they haven't ordered their food yet, so they still have an opportunity to consider that money's going back when they do order, but they're not thirsty and waiting, and yeah, they'll talk to you. And then if anyone has questions about Aliveness Project, you can share those or just statistics, talk about the event. I'm going to stop because we're going more into this in just a few slides. And you'll be collecting those donations with the envelopes or QR code. Some things to keep in mind. So you'll be moving around probably a lot that night or day or morning, whatever your shift is. So dress, wear comfortable shoes, dress appropriately for what the restaurant is like. I don't think we have any investors at fine dining restaurants. So classy casual. Try to stay energized throughout the night. It can get to be a lot towards the end of the night, but you want to give the same energy to those last tables as you did to the first. So make sure to take breaks, drink water. If a restaurant does offer you food free of charge on the house, you are very welcome to take that, but don't expect it. Some restaurants will, some restaurants don't. So be prepared to pay for things just in case you need to. Unfortunately, you cannot consume any alcoholic beverages while volunteering. So even if that is offered to you, you will need to decline that while you're volunteering. Most customers are pretty chill and nice, but you might encounter someone rude. Just stay polite, move on. You don't have to feel like you need to continue to engage with someone being rude to you. Just move on from them. Approaching tables, we kind of talked about when to approach them between getting their drinks and making that order. Most people will probably be in the restaurant because they came for Dining Out for Life, but you may catch some people who had no idea about the event. They just happened to go out that day. So ask if they know about Dining Out for Life. Use those stickers, hand them out, thank them for supporting Aliveness. Also important, never assume who may or may not give. One of the people who works at Aliveness, Randy, he has this story where he wasn't going to go up to this one guy. He was from out of town and didn't think he would probably give, but then he did end up talking to him and he did give. So you can't make any assumptions. Just kind of try, everyone. These envelopes have been mentioned. We really want to encourage those for checks and cash. If someone does have a credit card and they're willing to do it, try to encourage them to use the QR code. That will be on the back of your name tag. And important for the envelopes, if they are writing their credit card number, you want to make sure that they have that CSV and zip code numbers on there. Otherwise, we can't process it. So the QR code that will be on your name tag, when they scan it, they'll be sent to the site that looks like this. This is our donation form. And on this donation form, there is a field that allows them to put ambassador name and restaurant. So if they are scanning the QR code, you'll want to remind them, oh, by the way, like I'm Eamon. And so write that in the ambassador field and the restaurant. And that's how you get credit for having brought in that donation. Square, we are trying to not use this in the past. For anyone unfamiliar, it's a little thing you can plug into your phone, but doesn't work with most phones anymore without an adapter. And that's to scan a credit card, but it's kind of complicated and you have to set up an account and it takes extra fees. So we are trying not to use it, but if you absolutely want to use Square, reach out and we can get you set up with it. Dylan, about photography and social media.
Yes, before I get into this, I want to mention the QR code. It is in several places and it is the same QR code. So it's going to be on takeout cards. It's going to be on the table tents. It's on the posters. It's going to be on the back of your name tag, like Eamon said. So anywhere that you see a QR code, it is leading folks to the same place of that donation page. Okay, so about photography and social media. Have fun with the event. The staff of your restaurants love taking photos with their ambassador. So please, please, please do so. Ask if you could take photos of like a big group that came into Dine Out for Life with their stickers. You could take photos of them. You could take photos with them. Again, encourage folks to use the hashtag and to tag aliveness in it. We are reposting things all day long, and maybe it's because I work for the Aliveness Project and I'm a Dine Out for Life junkie, but it's like a Dine Out for Life takeover the entire day. So we really appreciate seeing all those photos of folks. So, yeah, so more resources. We kind of already talked about this. In the chat, you'll see the social media toolkit. There's sample texts in there. There's our taglines. There's photos. There's all the great resources that you need in that social media kit. So
the perfect pitch.
I'm going to go into the perfect pitch. So this is the thing that we're going to be practicing here in just a little bit. So if you don't get anything from the training, this is what we want you to get. So here are the steps to have a perfect pitch for Dine Out for Life. First, you want to greet your diners and introduce yourself. You can introduce yourself with your pronouns if you want to. Thank the diners for coming out to Dine Out for Life, or introduce the event to them in some way. Let them know what percentage of the meal that they are ordering from that day is going back to the Aliveness Project. I will do a sample pitch here in just a moment. I'm just talking through these. Talk about your personal connection to the Aliveness Project. Folks in here are coming from a wide range of places, to my child works at the Aliveness Project, to I work at the Aliveness Project, to I'm a person living with HIV myself. I have lost friends. We all have some personal story that is connecting us to the mission of the Aliveness Project. And this is an opportunity to share that, because I always say people relate to people, and we want to bring that human connection to this event and be able to talk about HIV and release some stigma around it. I will answer that question in just one moment, Scott. Ask them. So then there's the ask of if they make an additional donation today. That's when you're going to be giving out that envelope or where you're going to be giving them a QR code to scan. But it's really important to ask, because if you don't ask, people aren't going to take an action. And the ask isn't going to be like, make a donation with us. It can be really simple and really light for folks who aren't in the fundraising world, or where that feels a little intimidating from them. And then again, thank them again for dining and for joining you for Dining Out for Life. Let them know your name again, and let them know, like, if they have any other questions, or they want to learn more, that you're going to be around the whole evening. So a sample pitch could look something like this. Hi there, my name is Dylan Boyer. I just wanted to thank you so much for coming out. Did you know that tonight is Dining Out for Life? Dining Out for Life is a great event where this restaurant here, Wise Acre, is giving 50% of your meal today back to the services of the Aliveness Project. So make sure that you order extra appetizers and get that dessert. I am a person living with HIV myself, and this work that we are doing at the Aliveness Project is really personal to me. And currently there are 2 HIV outbreaks happening in Minnesota. So this meal, this Dine Out for Life event is more important than ever. I just wanted to ask you, if you wanted to make an additional donation today, you can do so here with me. Additional donations help us continue to provide really important services for folks who are living with HIV. I'm going to just leave this envelope here at the table for you, and I can come back around and collect that when you're done with your meal. Again, I wanted to thank you so much for Dining Out for Life. Feel free to flag me down if you have any questions. My name's Dylan. Enjoy your evening. So that is what a sample pitch can look like for you. And again, it's gonna move and flow like fine wine, depending on who is at your table with you. Scott, I saw your question. This question is, how many Aliveness members today? When I started ambassadoring, it was around 1,700 or so. Yeah, so we see around 2,000 clients each year, or members each year. And with the expanded services that Eamon was talking about earlier, we have expanded into PrEP services, and we have expanded into mental health services as well. We're seeing even more people, folks who are at greatest risk for HIV. So thanks for that question.
Okay, so now I'm going to stop sharing so we can go into breakout rooms and practice with each other. Someone can give the pitch, someone can be the customer, you can mix it up and be difficult or not, and just whatever scenarios you may think will come up. Let me see. So we'll do pairs. We'll do 8 breakout rooms. All right, and it should send you to one soon.
Dave, we can send that to you. Yes. Okay, I'm joining a breakout room.
He was answering my question, and I clicked the button too fast, and I got cut off. So.
Oh, he said he could send it. I'm sorry, I missed your question. He was going to send something to you. You asked.
Yeah. So I'm at Pizza Luce in St. Paul.
Okay.
And so I would love to be able to obviously not only do the pitch, but also recognize Pizza Luce for the number of years they participated in all the restaurants in the Luce Empire, and how much money they have raised in total. I think is being a really good way to sort of give kudos to the restaurant that I'm going to be at, right? And sort of tell people how big of a deal it is for the organization. So I was just wondering if I could get that kind of data.
Yeah, we can come up with that number. I don't know it offhand, but we can definitely find out and send it over.
Great.
Yeah. I forgot to tell people how long they're going to be in here, but we'll just end it sometime. So it looks like it's the 3 of us. Danielle, are you still there? Maybe not. Otherwise, we can do this.
Okay.
practice pitch. And if you want to use that, you could just make up a number now, if that's
Yeah,
hard.
no, I'll
Yeah.
just wing it, you know. So, and I've done it before, so I'm pretty comfortable with the ask, right, and going ahead and doing it. And as I mentioned, I've been a patron at Dining Out for Life for probably 15 meals over the years, right? And so I've seen plenty of other people's pitches as well. So, but here I'll just go ahead and give you my version, and you can give me some feedback. So, hey, my name is Dave Muschenheim. I'm a volunteer here with Dining Out for Life. So I don't know if you know, but tonight is Dining Out for Life, which is a big annual fundraiser for the Aliveness Project. 35% of your ticket tonight is automatically going to be a donation. So thank you so much for coming out and supporting this meal, whether you intended to or not. So the Aliveness Project is an organization that helps support people living with HIV or who are part of a population where they are subject to or could potentially get HIV, and providing services to those people. And it's a charity that's been around for since the 1995, I guess, was the year we established this event. And it's the biggest fundraiser of the organization. This is an international event, so thank you for participating. By no means are you obligated to, but I just want to go ahead and leave these envelopes here. It gives you an opportunity to make an additional donation if you want to tonight to help continue to support the cause even more. But absolutely no obligation on your part to go ahead and do anything more than you're already doing. We truly appreciate it. I'll be around for the rest of the evening. So you can either go ahead and put a check or cash in the envelope. There's a QR code if you want to make a credit card payment. And if you have any questions, I'll be around at least through the rest of your meal. So just let me know. And thanks again for supporting Dining Out for Life.
All right. That's good. There were a few things. You mentioned the QR code, but not necessarily where it was. So if you want to like point out maybe at the table tent that there's one there, or a card or something.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't, did you say 95 or 85 for the?
It was 95 was when the event started, right?
I think the international event started in 91. Aliveness Project started in 85.
Okay. Okay. Good.
But,
all right.
Most people won't know that.
Yeah, no, I figured that, you know, a long time, right? You know, it's
yeah. But yeah, we've probably done it since 90. If it started internationally in 91, that makes sense that.
Yeah. So I know, yeah, it's one of the first sites that's been doing it, right? And it was so successful here, they launched it nationally and internationally. So
yeah, we've done well with it here.
Yep.
In the past, do you usually just go through the whole thing like that? I know you like talked about Dining Out for Life in the beginning, and then you launched into Aliveness Project. Do you ever like stop and ask, are you familiar with Aliveness Project?
Yeah, sometimes, you know,
again,
it sort of depends.
Yeah.
You know, how receptive they are when you walk up to the table, right?
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, you can kind of tell sometimes when people just want you to go away and people are really
absolutely right. If they're vibing on it, and you know, there's some people who are like, give me more, right? You know, and there's other people who are like, yeah, whatever, dude, I'm not, So
yeah, and that's definitely a good skill to have, is reading the room, reading the table. But
yeah.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I think I got the bulk of the presentation down in terms of letting them know what it is. They're automatically participating, that they can volunteer, you know, they're voluntarily making another donation if they want, and that we're there to help them in any means necessary to go ahead and get that money. So
yeah, that's definitely something. I just want to quickly send a message out to the whole group of like 1 more minute.
Sure.
I don't know that we do. That I'm gonna set an actual timer on my phone so that I know when that's.
So how long have you been with the Aliveness Project?
So I started in June 2019, so almost 3 years.
Okay.
But because of the pandemic, and I started right after 2019 Dining Out for Life, I've never experienced a normal Dining Out for Life.
Yeah.
Like we had the virtual one that happened in the fall in 2020, and then last year there were some ambassadors, but it was like 6 versus 50. Yeah.
Well, and a lot of restaurants were running at half capacity if they were even doing live, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then this year, I mean, it's a lot less issues, but we're still experiencing people being understaffed and so not wanting to have
Yep.
this event or not being capable of doing
Yeah.
it.
Hey, I can bust a table.
Just jump right in. All right.
So yeah, no, okay. But
Yeah,
yeah, I know we gotta get going, so.
I'm just gonna call everyone back.
Yep.
Oh, I should have done that before because now it's giving them 60 more seconds. But we'll just slowly let them come back then.
Yeah.
Did you have another question that you were asking?
No, I just think it'd be great to have those statistics about, because obviously I know they've been doing it forever, Pizza Luce. So it'd be nice to be able to recognize how many years they've been doing it for and exactly how much money they've raised across all the restaurants, all the years. I think it'd be a really cool thing to be able to recognize.
Yeah, we can figure out that number and then get it over to you.
I'll go back on mute.
We're slowly getting people back. How's the practice for everyone? Did it help you at all? Feel more comfortable giving your pitch?
Amen. You put me in a room. If I just sat there.
I what? I put you in a room by yourself? Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to, I did the randomized breakout rooms. I'm sorry that happened.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
I did wonder because there were like 3 people in ours, so it didn't seem right, but.
How was that
anyone
for
else?
everybody? How did that feel? Did it feel supernatural and people are just natural fundraisers and natural ambassadors?
Yeah. I accidentally put Joe in a room by himself. So
Good. Keep baby in the corner.
That's the way that's the way she likes it. By herself.
Eamon, did we have more of that slideshow?
yeah, well, I mean, it just has the word questions, and so we can start if anyone has questions, and then it has our contact. So I'll get it back up there for our contact.
Cool. Yeah, if folks have questions for us, or even just like general questions about aliveness or general questions about the event, this is a great time to ask those.
There was one thing I forgot. The afterwards. What do you do with all this money that you've collected in your red envelope? So you'll bring it back to aliveness as soon as you can. In the past, we were open really late at night, but we're not doing that. So we'll be open until 5 o'clock on Thursday if you had a breakfast or lunch shift and can bring it over. Otherwise, we're open that Friday from 9 to 4 or the following Monday, 9 to 5. And if you can't bring it right away, bring it in your house. We've had situations in the past where people left it in their car. It didn't go well. So if you can't make it to aliveness right away, bring it into a safe and secure place until you can get it back to us. You'll also be returning any extra ambassador materials, any extra stickers, postcards, more importantly, your aprons. We do get those aprons dry cleaned and reuse them year to year. So if you can bring that when you bring your envelope as well. Now we're actually at questions.
Hello, I had something to say. First, I want to say thank you, Amy, and thank you, Dylan, for a great presentation. Very informative. I'm very excited for my first year at Dining Out for Life. I just really wanted to say, when I was out in my breakout room, something that was shared with me from Scott was that we're both doing breakfast shifts, I think morning shifts, and it's a really great time at that point to say like, hey, this is an event going on all day. Some people don't remember it until they're like in that space, in that restaurant. So they're thinking, oh, now I can like spend my whole day thinking about where I'm going to eat for lunch, where I can eat for dinner, where I could go out, because I know there are a couple of bars actually on there as well. So that is a good thing to maybe talk about, especially, if people are not really willing to give their one-time donation, maybe they just want to go eat somewhere else that's participating in this event. So that's just something I thought that was really insightful.
Yeah, and further to that point, getting those people, like really encourage selfies, encourage, offer to take photos of them, and then ask them to tweet it, Insta it, share it on Facebook, because in doing that morning shift, you wanna load social media feeds like crazy between 8 and 11 a.m. as much as possible, because then their friends see it, and then that gives them time to make those last minute plans to go somewhere for a light bite or a drink or whatever. So that's and they'll be really excited to do it, because I mean, they're morning people show up for breakfast, right? And so they're going to be kind of awake and eager to jump out there and help in any way that they can. And so if you suggest that to them, of saying, hey, you can help amplify that this is going on today, that's really huge. And so even just offering, if you see they got a phone, offer to take their photo, and that'll go a long way.
Great.
Thank you both.
Anyone else have any questions, comments?
Yeah, I've got a question. I actually got one comment, one question. One, I think it wouldn't hurt to note the fact that the restaurant industry has gone through a lot of stress in the last couple of years, and that these businesses are still stepping up to the plate and being willing to go ahead and give a substantial chunk of their revenue on a given day. So I think building that into your presentation couldn't hurt, particularly if they're people who are really receptive. But also want to get a little more information on the super ambassadors. I guess I'm not clear how it works in terms of who gets picked for whatever the prize is. If you've got envelopes and then you've also got people doing QR codes, is that something that is done at a liveness project and then you guys are the ones who do it? Is that something the ambassador themselves does, or how does that work? Thanks.
Yeah, great question. And yes, we do know that about our restaurants, and they are, I consider them to be HIV advocates, because they are stepping up in this huge way with us, and it's really amazing to me. But about the super ambassador part, so we do the physical picking, the drawing at the Aliveness Project. So when you are bringing your envelope of envelopes back to the Aliveness Project, you'll also be bringing the physical gift itself, whether it's a gift card or a gift basket, like I said. And then the requirements for how folks are entered in to receive the prize, those are set by you, the ambassador, the super ambassador. So you may want to be like, if you make an additional donation, whatever the amount, if you make a donation of $10 or more, if you make a donation of $20 or more, however that is set, that is up to you. And if you just let us know that, like, hey, anybody that made a donation is entered into win. And we will look at the online giving as well, and we would filter it to say, hey, here's Dave's donations that he got online, along with this pad of envelopes here. Let's pull a winner from here, and it will be randomized. We will absolutely let you know who the winner is. And if that is something that you want to personally reach out to the winner of the gift basket, please let us know that, and we can give you their contact information, and then you can reach out and personally give them, hey, you're the winner. Because that's really the fun part of the whole thing, is to let folks know that they've won. So, but yeah, those requirements of the super ambassador are really determined by you. And yeah, make it fun.
And I wanted to note, because you mentioned the QR code, that is why it's very important that if they're doing the QR code and filling out that form, that they put your name and the restaurant so that we can tie it to that.
Hi, quick question. Did anybody mention pens?
There are pens in the bags.
Cool. I know that, just a warning to everybody, that can sometimes be a source of drama, depending on how you've collaborated and decided to lay out expectations with the wait staff. So just make sure that there's a simple flow. You're not going to come back with all of them. You might actually come back with more, and then you should think about your actions and why you came back with more pens. But just want to put that out there, because that has been an issue in the past, and just making sure that you're willing to work with the flow of the people, you know, because you're intersecting with someone's workflow. You're in their workflow, and pens are part of that, a critical part, and how they honestly will make money that night. So don't be surprised if there's a little bit of like, there's no pens over here at this station anymore. Be nice. If you have time, maybe balance that a little bit. Cool.
That is a great note, Daniel. And also, one of my things is I'm going to be getting Dining Out for Life branded pens next year so that we know what pens are ours and what pens are other people's. So thank you.
Hey, Joseph, you have your hand up.
Yeah, is there, I know this is maybe discussed, was there like a Venmo option?
We do not have a Venmo option, no.
All right,
No, not this year, but that is a
All
great
right.
note.
all right. Yeah, just because like I don't have any cards on hand anymore. They got locked in my safe and I can't get to them anymore. So if I can't like do tap to pay, I'm like, well, looks like I'm not shopping here, Home Depot. That's all.
And if someone doesn't have a card, but they have cash, they can still give.
And Scott, your hand is raised.
Yeah, are the posters and the table tents in the bags starting on Wednesday? Is that it for the restaurant? Are you relying on us to get those out to the restaurant, or have the restaurants already gotten some of that collateral for that to hang themselves?
Yeah, the restaurant. Oh,
Yeah, go ahead, Eamon.
Or the restaurant gets their own materials, and a lot of those have gone out. We do still have bags that have to go to restaurants if anyone wants to volunteer to help get those out. But no, you as the ambassador are not expected to get the materials to them. They will have their own materials.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else? Questions, comments, advice?
Are you going to say again when you can pick that stuff up? I may have a hard time getting there. That's why.
Yeah, because you're in southern Minnesota. I can probably get that mailed out to you so you don't have to make a trip up to Minneapolis since you're down there. But yes, again, anyone that is in the Twin Cities area, starting Wednesday, this Wednesday the 13th, until Wednesday the 27th, you can come by to pick up your materials.
Well, why don't you wait until kind of the near, at least after a week? Maybe I can have Georgia pick it up and I can get it from her, just depending on if I'm coming up there.
Yeah, if you just want to let me know what you decide with that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Anyone else?
Russell, I see your hand up.
Oh, okay.
So tell me your hours again to pick up that packet.
Yeah, so Monday through Thursday, we are open 9 to 5. Fridays, 9 to 4.
Not any weekend?
Unfortunately, no. If that's the only way to get it, we can maybe figure something out, but we're really encouraging people, if they can at all, get in at those times.
The only reason I ask is I work 8 to 4:30 in St. Cloud.
Okay. And that could be another situation where we could mail it out to you or arrange something if you want to connect with me over email about getting that to you.
I may also ask Matt Hudson, who's my Empress. She could probably pick it up too.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll figure something out before I like send the emergency flare up.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Any other closing remarks or questions? Otherwise, I can let you have your night back again. But thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you for being ambassadors. It's going to be a good event this year. We're happy to have things back to somewhat normal times again. All right, so I will again, you've been here, but I'll send this out again if you forgot something and for all the other people that weren't here. But okay, thank you. Have a good night. Bye.
Thanks, y'all. Thank
Nice to
you.
meet everybody.
Bow, 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 bow.